Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps and I have another bubble over project to share with you. This one uses some of the little super cute, can you see those on there, epoxy and glitter dots, which I love, and they are included with your Stamps the Mail Club kit, either as a sampling or you can upgrade and get the glitz packet and get a whole package of those and the Tutti Frutti sequins, which I also love. But let me give you some tips and tricks for putting this Stamps the Mail Club card together. So grab your kits and let's get stamping. Okay, so for our next card, we're going to set aside all these pre-punched pieces. One of the great things about Stamps the Mail is that everything comes ready to stamp for you. And I'm going to fold my cardstock in half. The Lemon Lime Designer Series paper that goes with this is from the Bubbles and Fizz set that you can get for free during Sale-A-Bration with a $50 order. Gotta love free product, right? So I've just cut a piece of it here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some other strips. So this is from the same Designer Series paper pack. I'm going to add these down at the bottom to anchor our focal point here, to anchor our base. So I'm going to add those. And that's actually just the same paper flipped front to back, which is kind of a fun way to use these. So, all right. I've got that set. So there is the base for our card. And really, there are a million ways you could go from here. But we're going to go ahead and grab some stamps and our cardstock here. So I have a few pieces. I'm going to grab this Bubble Over with Happiness. And you could use your Stampin' Spot, or you could upgrade to your Stamps in the Mail Club kit to include full ink pads. I'm going to stamp that, and then I have my bottle, and I'm going to ink that again in Calypso Coral, and go ahead and stamp here. And you can either stamp this direction, or sometimes I like to stamp upside down when I'm stamping on die cut pieces, where I just put my stamp down and then line up my image, my die cut, and then just press something down over it so that I get a nice even piece there. And I didn't clean this stamp very well, so I have some kind of weird artifacts on there. So I think I'm going to give that another try. This die cut is actually symmetrical, so you can do it on both sides, which is super awesome. And I always think about editing those little blurbs out, but really, I mean, everybody likes to know what to do when you have a blurb, right? Believe me, I have enough of them. Okay, so let's try that again. Oh, much nicer. Okay, so there's our bottle for this side. Now this I need to clean, because I'm going to go on to Daffodil Delight next. And so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Scrub here. This is the cheapest washer and dryer you'll ever buy. It is a great tool though. All right, so now after I do that, I like to just make sure my stamp is really clean, which it is. And I'm going to ink this baby up again in Daffodil Delight because I want that label section in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that here. Okay. And then I'm going to use my paper snips to just trim out that center section. So this is going to be the label on our bottle. And the die cut set includes some fun label shaped die cut pieces. So you can also use that. But if you're just using your stamps, this is a great way to use the stamp in a different way. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it with my snail just right down on top of our bottle. So there you go. See how fun that is? All right, now this greeting, I am going to go ahead and cut up, because actually I'm not going to use the May Your Day. I'm just going to use Bubble Over with Happiness, and I'm going to cut the period off. Sorry, English teachers, we're removing our punctuation. At least it's still a full sentence, right? Bubble over with happiness. Okay, and the P, I'm going to trim this here because the P's hang down more. So this little happiness piece is going to have to be just a little bit wider than the other strips. So I'm going to split these up, bubble over with happiness. All right, I just had a friend get another pair of paper snips. She said her kids love them so much that they took them to school, and so she had to replace hers. Okay, this is the smaller Stampin' Dimensionals, which are perfect for using these little die cut word pieces. So, or die cut, fuzzy cut word pieces. And I'm going to put one on the back of each of these, and then these just get layered onto our greeting. And this is kind of a fun way to, if you have a greeting that you want to use but the shape of it isn't quite right, it doesn't fit right on your card. This is a fun way to take it apart and sort of reconstruct it in the shape that you want. So, and it's kind of fun. It kind of reflects that bubble popping, bubble over kind of motif with our greeting now. Okay, so we have our bottle, we have our greeting, we have our straw. These are die cut, and there's two actually die cut pieces. There's one that faces one way and one that faces the other way. So sometimes it may matter which one you use. I find for this card it doesn't really matter which one. And then our last piece that I need to stamp, I'm going to grab my Bermuda Bay ink and my little yay here and ink that up. And I'm going to stamp upside down on this one too. So I'm going to place that and just grab another black and press it down to make sure I get a good image and peel that baby up. Oh, I think I will. There we go. And there is our little yay. All right, so that gets a Stampin' Dimensional on the back, and we can start attaching pieces. So let me show you my trick for putting the straw on here. I actually want it to kind of stick out at a little of an angle. So I'm going to hold that in place there on the front and then flip it over, and I'm just going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to hold that in place. Then you don't have to try and put snail adhesive on that little tiny piece of paper. So, all right, and there is our bottle, and then we'll give our bubble over. I think on my original sample I didn't put a dimensional in the back there, but more dimensionals is always good, right? Okay, bubble over with happiness. This one needs an embellishment too, so I'm going to pull out my tray. You get the Glitter and Clear Epoxy Shapes and Tutti Frutti Sequence Sampler with your Stamps the Mail Club kit, which is a half a package of each. But if you want to just get a full package, you can just add that upgrade to your Stamps the Mail Club kit. And then these cute little bubble pieces. Aren't they fun? This is the glitter sheet, and then the other sheet is clear. I'm going to go ahead and stick a few of these there onto, and you can go ahead and use your fingernails to do that, or you can actually, a lot of people find that they really just like to use the tip of their paper snips and slide it under there and then put their piece down. So however you do it, it's a really fun card and really shows off the pieces that kind of mix and match with this Bubble Over Suite from Stampin' Up. So if you haven't requested your Stamps in the Mail Club kit yet for January, you can do that on my website at lovenstamps.com. You're looking for Stamps in the Mail Club, and I would be happy to get a kit out to you. So watch for more Bubble Over and other projects on my website and my YouTube channel. Make sure you click subscribe on my YouTube channel so that you will see future uploads. So thanks so much for watching, and happy stamping!